In the city life, I'm feeling so alive. Drifting around the corner, got them shades on my eyes. It's a pretty little thing by my side that's flawless. Why you niggas still chasing roaches? Collecting all this money on the roads like I'm homeless. A nigga like me.
Welcome back. This is Nicardo Media House. I'm gonna do the Media House preview show. The US men's national team named their roster for the Gold Cup, and I'm gonna give my honest thoughts on what I think about this roster because it's like a B/team for the US men's national team. Some of you they think they got like 3, 4 guys that's coming that dual nationality gonna be capped. So it's gonna be pretty interesting. Yeah, so it's gonna be pretty interesting. But I'm gonna go ahead and name the roster for the Gold Cup for the US men's national team, and Matt Turner, DeAndre Yedlin, Aaron Long, Matt Miazga, Brian Reynolds, Gianluca Busio, Alan Senioda, James Sand, Jesus Ferreira, Christian Roldan, Kade Cowell, Miles Robinson, Jordan Morris, DeJorday, Majolovic, Dijon Jones, Aiden Morris, Alex Zenidas, Sean Jansen, Brandon Vasquez, Yellen Neal, John Tolkien, William Gressel, and Gaga Solena. So yeah, that's the US men's national team that's gonna take part in the Gold Cup. So my my honest thoughts, to be honest, I'm not expecting that team to be named on the Gold Cup roster. I was expecting a more stronger team. Selectors for the US men's national team, probably resting their players. They had a long break. I don't know. I don't know what is the reason. But they named 16 players out of the 23 that played in the MLS. 2 guys played in Italy, Mexico, and England, and 1 guy that played in the Dutch league. So that's the US men's national team. But so I wasn't really expecting a roster like this, to be honest. They are the defending champion. They won it in 2021. They won 7 Gold Cup title. The Mexican team won 8. So they're trying to tie that gap. It's always a bragging rights between the US and the Mexican national team, but I don't know. I don't know. In my last video I said the US, they are going into the tournament as favorites. But this roster, they're still gonna go into the tournament as favorite. They got a good fan base, But with this team, I wouldn't say they bang favorites to just wipe everyone out. They played Jamaica on Saturday in Chicago, at Soldier Field, but it's kind of it's kind of tough, to be honest. It's kind of tough, but it's also the Canadian team. No Alfonso Davies, no Jonathan David, no Kyle Lauren. So Jamaica team going to have a really really good shot, but I'm still in shock, man. I'm still in shock. I couldn't believe when I saw this US roster team, but I'm gonna give a few comments that I saw under the comments box under when they named the roster. You know, I saw a couple comment that a couple people was criticizing Christian Roldan. One fan was saying that is not the Christian I want wearing the number 10. Other fan goes on and says, not Roldan with the number 10 jersey. Oh, another friend go on and say, why do we keep calling Jordan Morris? Jordan Morris, he played 52 games for the US men's national team. He scored 11 goals. Same thing with Christian Roldan. He played 32 games. He scored 3 goals. But these 2 guys are real quality players, like in the version like the MLS, like not outside, like outside of the box of MLS, but in the box of MLS, these guys are good players. Both players played for the Seattle Sounders, but This is like a mixture of, you know, experience and young players in the squad. DeAndre Yedlin, he's a journey guy for the U.S. men's national team. He played in World Cup qualifiers and played in Gold Cups. He won 7 to 8 caps for the national team. He's going to be one of those experienced guys going into the tournament. Matt Turner, he's going to lead from the back, from into the goal, and they have a few players that got dual nationality going to be fully capped if they play the game. So, you have a lot of players that haven't been playing at this level. But as I said, DeAndre Yadlin, he played 78 games for the men's national team, so he's going to be one of those real experienced one. Matt Turner, he played for Arsenal. He played in the Nation League. So yeah, it's a mixture of young players, But yeah, it's gonna be really interested to watch this U.S. team going into this Gold Cup, especially on Saturday, because they are the one that knocked out Jamaica the last time they played in the Gold Cup in the quarterfinal. That game was really a scrappy game. Matthew Hoppe, he scored that header when he jumped almost over Damian Lowhead. I was so frustrated, because that wasn't a really good defending from, the head of state, as they call him back home. But I hope I can see a really better game, especially going into this game. I know the power strength that Jamaica have, against a weaker American team, but it's one to watch. It's one to watch on Saturday. I hope everyone, you guys gonna tune in and watch that game. It's gonna be a really good game. To see this U.S. team going up against these Jamaican players. So yeah. So the ESPN FC have made a tweet, and they post a picture of I think Leon Bailey, Ethan Pinnock, Antonio, Bobby Reed, and Damari Gray. Like Jamaica have some serious talents in this squad. Yeah, Jamaica have some really serious talent in this squad. You know, Michael Antonio, he just won the Conference League with West Ham. Damari Gray, he won the Premier League with Leicester City, and Bobby Reed, he won that championship when they got promoted a couple seasons ago with Fulham. So these guys, they know how to win. They really know how to win. But I picked out a few comments that I saw under the post that ESPN tweet with the Reggae Boyz players. So one person said, "Serious talent for real, but it's not balanced. They are all attackers, no top defender or midfielders." So I can agree. We don't really have a good striker balance in the midfield, and like as a unit, the Reggae Boyz. But Jonathan Russell is someone that he kind of plays slow, but he always trying to make sure that the ball keep ticking over. Daniel Johnson, he's the one that's going to drive forward with the ball. He's the one that's going to create that link between him and Bobby Reed and the top three. However they played at the top two, but we don't really have a strong midfield. We have a really top end good quality players. Defenders, yeah. So I would say we don't really have a top defender. We don't really have that like a top defender by name, but Ethan Pinnock is really a good player coming from the Premier League into the Concacaf. He will be a good quality player for us. As Damian Lowe, he played in the MLS. He played in Egypt. He played in Europe, in Norway, a couple seasons there. So yeah, he's a journeyman. He's been playing in the Concacaf region for a while for the Reggae Boyz, Gold Cup, World Cup qualifier. So yeah, he has experience. He's a warrior. But he's not that like a type of refined defender that most people would like. But he's a real tough one. So another comment say only if we could get our structure right and implement a good system. Yeah, you're right, brother. So, but over the years, that's the problem we have as a Reggae Boy fan. There's not really a good balance. There's not really a good like a system where the team played with. Cause it's always chop and change. You see it under Winford Schaefer, you see it under Theodore Whitmore, you see it under Paul All, and you kind of see it now with Coach Algrinson. It's like a thing where I wouldn't say the players don't really commit to play for the national team, but sometimes when we played friendlies, it's like so couple like last week we played Qatar, and a couple days ago we played Jordan. So we had two friendly building up to the Gold Cup, right? And a couple guys were carrying a little bit of like an injury, and so the coach told them to they could rest, but stuff like that. If you see the international friendly squad that we pick, as you could see it up here, you know, yeah. So if you see the international friendly squad that we pick to play Jordan and Qatar is kind of different than this Gold Cup. So you don't have players that playing together, understand each other. If the different are gonna overlap, I know exactly what to do. I know how to expect. Like if the wingback get the ball, who's going to be his first pass. If it's down the flank or the midfielder gonna come short for it, things like that. We need to put together so whenever the keeper get the ball, the two center back know where to go, the two wing backs know where to go, the guys that playing in midfield know how to position on the field. So when the ball play short to the defender or if it's play long, we know exactly where to run. So as a group, this group of Jamaican players that's in the Gold Cup right now, they don't really play much together. Only time I'll say this they really played much together is in the World Cup qualifier. And you don't want players to be coming into like a World Cup qualifier just starting to know each other. You want to get like a week or a week and a half or two, like a real training camp, so guys training each other, players can go out, have dinner together. It's just like create a little bond, so everyone can understand and know how this guy feeling, how to talk to this person. So yeah. So the next comment say we have a lot of talent, but we don't know how to harness these talents. If we did Sterling, I don't know, he probably made a mistake. It wouldn't be playing for England. Yeah. I think for the 2011 under 17 World Cup that played in Mexico, Sterling played in that World Cup, for England, but before that, there's a little thing was going on. He was trying to make himself available for Jamaica under 15 team, and they didn't call him and stuff like that. But yeah, but honest talent. Jamaica have one of the best high school football in the region, and a lot of we have so many talent in Jamaica where we don't really have proper like infrastructure how we can harness these talents, how we can build these talents, how we can teach them the proper way of playing football and all of that. But Jamaica have a lot of talent. As you can see, we have a lot of talent that English-born players and players that played locally in Jamaica. Like we have a lot of players, man. But yeah, let me ask what's gonna happen on Saturday. Saturday is a big one. Jamaica versus the US. Should I make a prediction since a prediction since the US men national team named this roster? Um I'm gonna go with one love, one heart, one love. So yeah, that's my prediction. Jamaica will understand what I'm talking when I say one love, Yeah, so yeah, Saturday, 9:30, Soldier Field. Who can make it and support the Reggae Boyz? You can go ahead, buy your tickets. I'm calling on it. I just want to say, people that's in the diaspora, just go ahead who are available and can travel. you know, whatever ways and means you can travel to Chicago at Soldier Field just to support the boys, you know, give them the support they need. That the 12 men in the stadium, you know, the stadium going to be packed with American fans. We know that. But yeah, peace out, man. Hey Mike, you need to release this song, bro. I swear to God, this song is fire, bro. You need to release it.
Why you niggas still chasing roaches? Collecting all this money on the roads like I'm homeless. A nigga like me, I know where my home is. Feeling like Alaska, cause I'll be the coldest.